Hi everybody, thank you for joining me today. This is the first video I'm shooting since losing my cat Cupcake, aka Baker. She passed away, and she's our dear pet of 10 years. She's been with us through so many things in life. I had, a difficult day yesterday. I will probably have many difficult days on and off to come. It was hard explaining it to the girls, although I thought they absorbed it very well. It was hard for me to put out, and I had some just very tough moments there. And then you go through a busy day and you're taking care of kids and they're racing around. They're still doing the things that they do, right? And they're needing all the things that they need, and it keeps you busy and it keeps your mind kind of occupied. And then they go to bed last night and, she's supposed to be there. She's supposed to be on the couch, and there's her blanket, and she's not on it. There have been some very hard moments to overcome, and you might be like, well, why the heck are you sitting there shooting a video? For some reason, getting up today and coming up here seems therapeutic to me, and now I've got the wonderful crying eyes. I thought I was all cried out. I didn't think I was going to bring that to the table, sorry. This may not be the video you need to see today, but it's the video I need to shoot, But I'm just going to get going. If I fail to mention something that I'm putting on, I'll put it in the description box. This is my primer that I'm using today. I need something energizing. Hard Candy Energizing Primer Veil. Never used it before, so why not? But what happened to Cupcake? Well, she was such an angel, such a sweetheart. My little companion, my best friend, with us through getting a house, getting another house, having 3 babies. I will never forget how timid she was when we brought Belle home from the hospital and she was hearing baby cries for the first time. And I have this picture where baby Belle, fresh, 4-day-old baby is laying out on a blanket on the floor, and then you can see Cupcake peeking out from a crack in the basement door. She looks absolutely shocked by what's happening. And, that was how things were when we brought home Belle, and it's such a contrast to now. She totally got over that apprehension, and she would get right in the mix, there's 2 kids playing and a baby laying on the floor and all the toys out, and she would lay down right in the middle of all that and not be scared that anybody was going to hurt her or anything was going to happen. And she loved being in the mix, and even if she was in this past year dealing with a lot of different health things. I mean, she's an older cat. She was dealing with a lot of arthritis, I think some pretty severe arthritis that in the past year definitely hindered her mobility, her ability to jump up to things. Even in later months, her ability to comfortably crouch down at her food dishes. I was always adjusting and trying to boost up food dishes or make them sit in different ways that she could easily get to, and I felt like she wasn't straining at them. There was so much strategizing sort of on my part in terms of trying to solve little problems. We also know that she had a heart murmur. We also know that she's dealt with major allergy issues for a long time. Just a lot of things layered up. And they say a cat has 9 lives, and I really do believe there have been some things that she's gone through. I've seen kind of a dip in her health, and we have somehow brought her back out of it. And throughout anything she's dealt with, she could seem so happy. She could keep such a disposition that made you feel like she wants to be here with me. Her purrs, her contentment, her desire to be around me, to be around the whole family, even if she wasn't feeling her best, she went to us for comfort, and she would just seem so happy to be around. And I don't hop on Instagram every time there's something concerning me about my pet's health or something. Maybe I don't want to acknowledge that things were as bad for her as they were. But around Easter time, I remember thinking she's just not on her normal, eating schedule. She's taking like a lot longer naps, just not getting up as much, and part of it might be the arthritis, just not seeming quite the same. And then she sort of rebounded really soon after that. I thought, okay, you know, like maybe just cats know what they want. You don't force a cat to do something they don't want to do. And she kind of got back on it, and I felt so encouraged. And then really quickly it seemed like we fell into another little downturn. I think deep down I really hoped I could do something about it, or that wasn't the end. She's shown me in 10 years time that maybe, you know, a little different strategy here or there, try this or that, you know, and I can fix things. And here I couldn't fix her. And like I said, I think it was many health issues kind of layered up one on top of the other, but she is an older cat, and we hold this weird unrealistic expectation in our minds that that's going to be our pet forever, you know, and they're not. But I love her more than words can say, and she will always be my cat. She will always be my first baby. And I will think about her every day. The mornings really aren't gonna seem the same just because of what you do in the morning with the cat. Have our little feeding ritual and stuff like that. But I'm gonna get through this time. I know I will. I think there's gonna be up and down moments. There's gonna be moments where I feel so busy, you know, tending to things around the house and the kids, where my mind is probably fortunately taken up by those kinds of tasks. But in the quiet, slower moments, that's where things really sink in. And I guess I take comfort in the fact that she is no longer in pain. It's very hard to know exactly how much pain a cat is in, especially when they're so sweet and so loving and so seemingly happy by their attention that they get and things like that. But I know, you know, just for the fact that she couldn't do the things she could always do, that's not a cat living their best life. And now she's frolicking in heaven, and she's in perfect health, and she's no longer hurting in any way. That's what I'm gonna believe. How about some under eye corrector? For some reason, getting up here and turning on the camera, it just, I felt called to do it. So here I am. And I'm sorry, guys, like it's so hard to even see a post from somebody who's on like Facebook or Instagram and they're talking about losing a pet. Like that, it's so hard to see. Sorry to put that on you today as viewers to talk about it so much, but it is real life. It is what's happening now. And what you're gonna see is that I will get through it. And that when you reach out for, I don't know, these positive things, doing makeup, doing videos, whatever thing in your life that makes you happy and makes you feel some sense of normal, that can help a person get through it. And that's what you're gonna see me do. I'm gonna get through it. And talking to Bub last night though, he's very tender-hearted, a very, very tender-hearted soul. And he, you know, like growing up on a farm, they had different animals and stuff, but in terms of like a real pet in the house, day in, day out, always there, just a real pet, he was like, this is the first real pet I've had. And she was truly wonderful, you know, to see her just, like I was saying, evolve and become so comfortable with so much chaos, and just be so near the kids and not feel like, oh, I have to run off and hide because it's getting loud and it's getting crazy here. Instead, she kind of embraced it and felt safe. So let's see, we did Makeup Forever Reboot. We did the Charlotte Tilbury Corrector, little e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, and some Rimmel Stay Matte. I'm not even really like thinking about what I'm pulling out. This is just kind of handy. It's my Charlotte Tilbury Instant Look in a Palette Gorgeous Glowing Beauty. It's the one that came out kind of around holiday time, and it really is probably my favorite collection of tones in one of her palettes like that. And I'm going to use the bronzer side, and I'll just apply that around my normal bronzer zones. How are you guys doing? I know we're all still dealing with quarantine situations and all that. I mean, I guess in some areas things are starting to get lifted and changed and sort of reevaluated. Okay, so got a little color there through that. Then I'm going to use this shade as a blush. This is the Cheek Pop color. Does anybody still like use this, have this? I think it's a great little palette. It's just pricey, you know. It's a great size. I like the quality pretty much of what's in here. I wish this shade's a little like, what's going on there? Like I can pop it on and get a little glow on top of my blush, I guess, but I wish for the size of this palette they could have put something with a little more vibrancy in there. But it is a good multitasker. And then I really like this highlight that's over on this side. So just pop that on here. It makes the skin look good. The textures of these products are really nice. And then a little Cupid's bow action. Okay, then I'm going to use a little Mario Badescu. This is my chamomile and lavender spray. And there we go. Skin. Not looking quite so down and out as I was yesterday. Didn't do any makeup yesterday. And you know what? That's okay. We're all allowed to feel different ways when we're going through something. Some of us will not feel like wearing makeup for a long time. Some of us feel the need to, you know, do what seems normal and get back into the routine. This, for some reason, is soothing and healing to me. And you guys are too. I know I don't need to explain why I like doing makeup to y'all because I've already done that before, but I don't do makeup like for other people, or you know, like, oh, I won't be seeing anybody but my own family today, so I'm just gonna not do makeup. That's totally cool if that's your choice. We all have no makeup days. But I do makeup because it's like actually fun to do, like, and I do it for myself. If I wasn't just having fun doing makeup, I don't think I'd have a YouTube channel for over a decade. This is my crazy little Physicians Formula Brow Last that I just, for some reason, I kind of think it's easy, simple to use. It really does hold the brows in place. And I've been using it for quite some time. I feel like I'm gonna have it for so long because it takes like just a teeny little bit of product that's in this tube, a little bit on the brush to run through your brows and it all happens. Next up, what do I want to do with the eyes? I don't really feel like doing anything big. My eyes feel like actually a little tender and sensitive right now. So I think I'll do a very light look and I'll probably just use shadows from that palette. First, I think I'll go to this shade right here, the Eye Enhance color, and just kind of dab that off a little and then use that in my crease. It's sort of like a, I don't know, when I use it, I see a little reddish brown coming out. Sorry, camera cut me off there. Had to go delete some clips. This is literally going to be the easiest, like, nothing eye look here. There's the crease. Then on the lid, I'm going to use this eye. It said brighten. It's kind of wearing away the little imprint there. I will pop this right here. And then we'll use just a little bit of the eye smoke shade, as it's called, right here on the outside of the lid. So that's it for the eyes. Like I said, I didn't feel like loading them up too much today. For my lashes, I think I'm going to do this combo, my Lancome primer and then the Monsieur Big mascara on top of that. I feel like I've started to use up a good amount of this mascara and it's kind of like getting better with time, as some mascaras do. And if later I'm having a rough moment and I cry all this off, it's okay. I don't care. Right now, this just feels right. The birds are chirping. It's a new day. It's a fresh start. I'm always gonna think of her, well, I'm gonna think of her in so many circumstances for so many reasons, but when I see a sunbeam coming through the window onto the floor, that is Baker's moment. She would always scope out, even if a little sliver of light was only on the floor, like she would find that spot and lay in it. And I'll always think of her for that. And of course, there's times of year as the sun's positioning changes, we get more or less sun coming through our south-facing windows. And she'd just gone through a nice long season of having a lot of sunshine to lay in. On my lips today, I think I'm going to use this from Clinique. This seems to fit, I think, the overall color of everything going on in this palette. This is my Black Honey. I remember the video this came up in. It was the products you're still repurchasing that you started using early on in your makeup days, and people had mentioned Clinique Black Honey, so I used it then and I was like, oh, I need to use this some more. This looks really good. It's a super effortless looking kind of tinted lip balm vibe. The product is actually called Almost Lipstick. Okay, and now that that primer's dry, we're just gonna load up a coat of mascara on top. Upper lashes only, just to lessen the chances of smudging. But look, see, I think those two actually are a really good pair. The lashes get really big and long. Somebody was saying in a question to me, like, how do you get the mascara to fully cover the primer that it's going on top of? And I guess if you're getting toward the end of a mascara, if there's not quite enough goop in that mascara, I always use the word goop, but sometimes just it's appropriate with makeup. If there's not enough juice in there, it is probably going to have a hard time or feel like you're having to coat them up a lot. And there are also just more dry texture mascaras in general, where even if it's new, it's just got kind of a drier feel. And those aren't going to maybe feel like they coat over a lash primer quite as easily. So I think if you can find in your collection a mascara that really is like nice and creamy, or maybe does have a little more moisture content in it, those are the ones I think that just go over a lash primer with ease. And what do you say we brighten up the waterline today? All right, so there's my finished look, you guys. Nothing much to it today, but it was much more about the process for me, I think, than the finished product, if you know what I mean. It just felt good to get up here to talk. I know everyone who comes here and watches these videos is nothing but supportive. It's an amazing community we have, and thank you for making me feel so safe, I guess, to come here during vulnerable times. I really appreciate that. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you again soon.